What's good, people? It is Tony the Savant. And ladies and gentlemen, is the Jimmy Butler era for the Miami Heat coming to an end? As reports are swirling right now that Jimmy Butler wants out of the Miami Heat, preferably before the trade deadline of February 6th. And I find all of this to be, kind of a coming of age tale, seeing that Jimmy Butler has played with the Miami Heat, 6 years now, 5 or 6 years right now, gotten them to the NBA Finals twice, multiple Eastern Conference Finals, went to toe to toe with the Boston Celtics. It's going to kind of be sad to see Jimmy Butler leave the Miami Heat, but at 35 years of age, I think it's time. But ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily, stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments section, as I'm always intrigued to hear what you all have to say about these topics. And ladies and sports fans and gentlemen, yes, it's been announced that Jimmy Butler would prefer to leave the Miami Heat. And this kind of harkens back to the offseason leading into the 2024-2025 NBA season. Now, I meant to look at this. It just crossed my mind. I meant to look at this before I fired up the video. But I recall Pat Riley. Let me see if I can find it real quick on my other phone. 1 second, y'all. But I recall Pat Riley making some comments to Jimmy Butler. Let's see. Pat Riley, Jimmy Butler. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see, because I recall. Yeah. Okay. This is tries to be, competitive year in, year out. They've always seemed to be a year or two ahead of their moves. And we've seen that situation unfold with Dwayne Wade. How they, I hate to say it like that, but how they treated Dwayne Wade was pure business, even after all of Dwayne Wade did for him. And I kind of agree with it. Miami, Pat Riley, they're not one of those organizations that's going to, put all of their eggs into an aging superstar. And if they was able to do that to Dwayne Wade, Jimmy Butler, man, Jimmy Butler is chopped liver compared to what Dwayne Wade is out there in Miami. So without that extension and without being able to get the Heat over the hump, I think that it just makes sense now that Jimmy Butler makes an exit from Miami and try his best with another organization. I'm not big on all of the player movement, these guys jumping teams or whatnot, but this makes sense for Jimmy. Um, Jimmy is a bit of a loyalist as well. So I know whatever team he lands with next, he's going to be all in and do what he can to help that team. Which brings us into our next, phase of this whole situation. The teams that Jimmy Butler has reportedly put out there that he wants to play for, and if I remember correctly, it was the Phoenix Suns, Golden State Warriors, Dallas Mavericks, and I believe the Houston Rockets. Which, man, now that I think about that, Jimmy to the Houston Rockets might be the move, considering Ime Udoka, his coaching style, and all of the pieces that they have out there. That might be the best move for Jimmy Butler. But we also got those other teams in the mix. Again, the Phoenix Suns, the Golden State Warriors, and the Dallas Mavericks, who I wouldn't mind seeing Jimmy Butler on those squads either. Now, what's being reported is the team that's most likely in the race is the Phoenix Suns, but there are some things standing in the way of this situation. One, namely, Bradley Beal's no trade clause in his contract, as I do truly believe that Kevin Durant is there. Of course, Devin Booker is there, and they have new ownership, so that new owner guy, I forget, I know his first name is Matt, I believe. I forget his last name, but I know that he's definitely all in on KD. and D Book. But I'm not so sure about Bradley Beal, and I don't know all of the intricacies that got Bradley Beal moved to the Phoenix Suns. But we seen last season, excuse me, that this particular ensemble of players between Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and Kevin Durant, they're all two. I could say they all kind of play the same position, that proverbial scoring role in the NBA. But it's being reported that Jimmy Butler, that's his number one destination. I don't know how that would all work out. I mean, if we're talking a trade straight up between Jimmy Butler and Bradley Beal, that's the only way I can see it. They don't have the Phoenix Suns, excuse me, don't have enough pieces, enough valuable pieces to trade Miami in exchange for Jimmy Butler services. So only way I can see this happening is if the Phoenix Suns are willing to trade Bradley Beal to the Miami Heat for Jimmy Butler. But again, with the no trade clause in the way, Bradley Beal will have to be 100% in agreement with the move. Not only that, he would have to want to go to Miami, which, from what I've been reading in my investigating, Bradley Beal has no desire to be moved again or to go play in Miami. So, it's very interesting. But these are all reports, just essentially a bunch of rumors swirling at this particular point. Again, I think that Jimmy Butler does deserve to be moved out of the Phoenix Suns organization. I mean, excuse me, out of the Miami Heat organization. But I'm not sure if I like him with the Phoenix Suns. I love the idea of him joining the Houston Rockets. I like the idea of him joining the Dallas Mavericks as well. Although, as put, I think the Dallas Mavericks are ready to compete. And they just literally represented the Western Conference in the NBA Finals, which is no secret that the Western Conference is the tougher conference. I think the Dallas Mavericks did what they had to do in the offseason by picking up Grimes, Najee Marshall, of course, Klay Thompson. Picking up these guys, they were able to put themselves in a much better position. So I like Jimmy to the Dallas Mavericks, but I feel like Jimmy presence there would kind of disturb the peace, if you will, disturb the chemistry that they're actually building right now. They're just kind of getting to the point. We're getting to the 30-game point in the season, so the Dallas Mavericks are just now getting to a point where they're gelling and starting to really understand, implement Klay Thompson in the game plan and all that kind of stuff. Bringing in Jimmy Butler at this point would just ruin their aspirations for making the NBA Finals again. Not saying that they couldn't, because the talent would be there. Jimmy, Klay, Kyrie, Luka, the talent would be there. They would probably score, easily 110, 20 points a night. But, would the depth be there? I'm not sure. And also the Golden State Warriors, who, I feel like would be the most likely destination if the Golden State Warriors are willing to trade probably Brandon Podzinski, I think his name is. Perhaps maybe even Jonathan Kuminga, who's been showing a lot of growth, development. And the Warriors got a couple other pieces, valuable guys right now. If you're talking about Trace Jackson Davis, you're talking about Gary Payton Jr. They got a lot more to offer than, say, the Phoenix Suns. Now, I don't like Jimmy to the Golden State Warriors as much as I like him to the Dallas Mavericks, but I like him linking up with Steph, Draymond. Him and Draymond alone, that defense will step up overnight, because both of those brothers are enforcers. It would just be more so, for my personal concern, how the Golden State Warriors fill out the rest of the roster. And who do they decide to keep and who do they decide to move will be very key in that trade as well. So a lot of just brainstorming some possible destinations for Jimmy Butler. There also could be the possibility of that there's a team in the mix that we don't even know about. That kind of happens from time to time with these big monumental trades. I think that kind of went down with Dame, where everybody presumed that he would be moved to the Miami Heat. And out of nowhere, I believe, I'm not sure if it was out of nowhere. I can't remember exactly how that story went down, but you know, the boomerang of him being moved to Milwaukee happened. So could we see that again in the Jimmy Butler situation? We will see. We will see. But as far as I know right now, how it's looking, there's a rift between Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. How serious that is, we we'll have to see how things unfold. But um, yeah, man, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. Jimmy Butler may very well possibly be on the move again. So I'll keep an eye out for that story. Let everybody know how that unfolds. But that's all I got for y'all. That's all I got for y'all on this one. Please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. As well, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily. Stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always interested to hear what you all have to say about these topics. I am Tony the Savant. Thank y'all for the love and support. Peace.